In this idea, I assume that consciousness is fundamental. And I assume that the thing that is in the unreal is more real than the thing that's in the real. And if you watched any of my other videos, maybe you've heard me talk about the I am principle, or you've talk about, archetypes or larger truths or fundamental truths and those sorts of things that are more real than any of us. I take that passage from A Course in Miracles that says, nothing real can be threatened and nothing unreal exists. And herein lies the peace of God. Because think about it. Think about this body that I'm using right now. I don't know how far into the future that you're watching this video, but there's a possibility that this body doesn't exist anymore because I've laid it down. Maybe I die. Maybe I have a heart attack. Maybe I get abducted by aliens. Maybe there's a meteor and I get blown up. I don't, no idea what's going to happen to this body, except for the fact that I know that I won't always be using it. This here is all just borrowed soil, and I'm going to give it back to the earth when I'm done using it. So then, is this real? Is this real? I mean, it feels real. I can touch it. It's hard. I can tap it. But eventually, all these atoms and molecules are going to disintegrate, and they're going to go back into the earth where they came from, right? So, what is real? And the answer to that is the archetypes are real, and the stories are real, and the fundamental truths are real. Those are the things that carry on. And we come here in this physical plane to move through these stories, to learn about how the cosmos works, to learn how to manipulate energy. That's one thing that Dolores Cannon talks about a lot, that we come here to learn how to use energy and to change it around and manipulate it and use it and to create new things. We come here to be creators. And so consciousness then is something that is outside of the thing that we think of as real, looking into it. And it's that looking into, it's that place where it penetrates from the real to the unreal, where gravity is created. It's that movement from the unreal to the real that creates the excitement, where the gravity is then created and creates that resonance pattern. So in that sense, consciousness itself not only creates matter, but it also creates the thing that we call dark matter, because it's a history of the time when matter passed through it. Now, if that wasn't a far enough leap off the edge for you, check this one out. If this is true, if all these hypotheses I've put in place in a haphazard way are true, then it would also stand to reason that the thing we think of as the Akashic records, or the Lamb's Book of Life, or the record that people face of their lives when they have near-death experiences and they have to give accountability of the things that they did. All of that stuff is recorded in the dark matter. Like it's there. It's like space-time itself is like a CD-ROM. And as things are passing through it, as light is passing through it, it's changing little binary codes, like little tiny Planck length ones and zeros that are like flip, 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 flip. Only they're not just flipping back and forth like we have on a CD. They're like flipping to this resonance and flipping to that resonance and flipping to that frequency. And they're, it's like a little A note and a little C note and like little impossibly, difficult to hear things that are happening that are creating all these resonances as you're passing through. And every single thing that you do, it's recording all of it. And so our subconscious mind then has access to that. And when we leave this body and we have a near-death experience, or maybe an actual death experience, I don't know, we have access to all that stuff. And because we aren't limited by the physical world anymore, we aren't limited by the slow pace of gravity and the slow pace of growth and the slow pace of things moving from the unreal to the real. It's an impossibly slow pace. Since we're not limited by that anymore, then we can just instantly access it. And this is the thing that Tom Campbell talks about when he says that, when you're outside the body, you're not really outside the body, but when your mind is not in the same frequency resonance pattern as your current physical manifestation, and it feels like you're outside of the body, then you're just accessing these other consciousness records. And as soon as you change your frequency, you can go to that place. You can see that person. You can have that experience. Because it's all been recorded, and it's all right there behind us. I'm pointing over there to my left as if everything... I don't know what direction we're traveling right now. But I mean, if I'm traveling to the east, if east is that way, then I guess, yeah, everything, my past is over there, right? Because that'd be west, because I'm traveling that direction. Anyway, it's a fun idea. I like talking about it. I think it's cool. I have no idea if it's true, but it could start some interesting conversations, and it's fun to talk about. And who knows, maybe I've said something in here and there's some physicist out there right now that's like really close to this idea, and he's looking for something that he can, write a paper so he can get his Nobel Prize for physics. And it's going to be the idea that consciousness causes dark matter. I don't know. Like I did a Bing search recently for, I asked Copilot, what are the most current theories on dark matter? And it came back with 3 theories. And one is that there's no dark matter at all. And it says a study at the University of Ottawa suggests that the universe might not contain dark matter. This theory combines the covariant coupling constants and the tired light models, proposing that the forces of nature weaken over cosmic time, eliminating the need for dark matter to explain the universe's behavior, which would fit into my model because in my model, there's no dark matter as such. There's not like an invisible Sean somewhere. There's not, like an invisible Mount Everest that's like somewhere out there, so that no dark matter at all from that perspective, that works. And then you've got dark matter interactions, which is observations of galaxy cluster collisions have shown that dark matter might interact with itself in ways that we don't yet understand. These interactions could provide clues about the true nature of dark matter. And that would also make sense because, if I'm passing through, the Earth is spinning and I'm passing through space-time, but then later, Mars goes around and Mars is spinning and it passes through, the same spot where the Earth had passed, then those two places are going to interact. And there's going to be an interaction of those two dark matters. Or if you've seen maybe the videos of 2 galaxies colliding, they spin in and out of each other. It's this crazy dance. All of those things, if my theory is right, all that dark matter is interacting with each other, and it's creating more complicated resonance patterns, that have more complicated weird gravity that's happening. But the third idea that came up from Copilot is my absolute favorite. I love this, and it's called modified gravity. And this says another theory challenges the existence of dark matter by suggesting that our understanding of gravity might be incomplete. It's completely incomplete. We have no idea what gravity is. Nobody has talked about it because the scary truth is that gravity is caused by consciousness. Consciousness is fundamental. Gravity is the most concrete proof we have that we live in a holographic universe.